Okay, welcome to another timely tip for our Ebony Bobcat network users of the EBN Online website. As you can see right here, we're at ebnonline.org. And what we want to do now is to be able to log in and to create a post. The first thing we do is we click on the Members tab and we put in our information. The user that we created in the first video was Ebony Bobcats and gave it a password. And so now we're going to log in. And what you're going to see when you log in is this: posts, events, media, comments, team members, profile, tools, connections. Now you may or may not see team members and connections. We may or may not keep this feature, but the bottom line is you will see these areas here. The one we're going to concern ourselves with right now are the posts. So right here, if I click on all posts, you can see that there are several different posts here that we have. But what we want to focus on now is to add a new post, and there's two ways we can do that. We can either go to add new here in this left column of choices here, or we can click on the add new tab here. So let's click on the add new. All right, and let's just say we're going to dismiss this, and let's just say we'll call it this is a tutorial for EBN newbies. Okay, so that's what's giving it a title, and soon in a minute it's going to give it a web address that is commensurate with that. As you can see, it just popped in, and there it is. This is the area on the interface that we use to add information. So we can go in and we can type our, let's see, Ron Woodson. Can't even spell my own name. Ron Woodson of the Ebony Bobcat Network is hard at work to help his fellow Bobcats. All right, so now we have this information here in the main area. Now we could do a couple of things. If we want to add media, like maybe add a photograph, we can add a photograph. We can go in. I might have some images in the media library already. So see, we have some images here in the media library. Or we can upload a file. So let's say, for instance, we upload this EBN piece that I have here, and we could open, and it'll add that to our media library. And then in there, we can give it a title or description or nothing. So we can give it a title, we can give it a caption, an alternate text for those people who need assistance. Maybe they're sight impaired, and or maybe their computer doesn't render the images well. So this is an alternate text that can be also read by their reader. And then you can give it a description. The reason why you want to do that is it's good identifier. It's good for people using search engines to find the image when they're searching for you. It's just different keywords that'll be used in the title, caption, alternate text description. Alignment. You can either go with none, but I like to go with either left or right. If it's a bigger one, we can go with center. I'm going to go with left for now because it just looks more attractive with the text to line up next to it. And then the link to is going to either be to a custom URL, like say for instance your picture, you wanted it to link to an external website somewhere, or to buy tickets somewhere, and you wanted to use just a nice little graphic right there, you could. Or you could go to the attachment page, which I don't really use very often because it's not very, it's not really usable. So either media file or custom URL is what you put in here, or none if you when they click on it, if you don't want it to do anything. This one will just link to like a pop-up of the actual image, maybe in a bigger size. So right now we'll just keep it at media file. All right, and there's the link to the media file. And then it says whether or not you want this to be full-sized. Different ones will say different things. Our particular theme that we're using with this website is this. So what we want to do is we want to just keep it at a thumb size. So our thumbnails are 150 by 150. So we're going to choose a thumbnail size. And we're going to insert that into the post. And there it is. Then we want to click on it and maybe give it a little room. So I'll click on it. And let's see, advanced options here. And see. All right. Well, we don't, this is a little change in the newer versions of WordPress. And I was hoping that it would give me the option without having to know a lot of code as to how much margin space they would give it in between. So not going to worry about that. We'll just zip that up, button that up, keep it at left, thumbnail, media file, and then we'll go update. Great. So now we have our image, we have our descriptive text in there. Now you can copy and paste stuff too. You can go on a site and copy and paste some information and whatnot, and that's great. But here we also have some formatting options. You can make the text bold. Like if I want to make Ebony Bobcat now, I'll select it with my cursor here, and then I'll select bold. And maybe I want bold italic. Okay. You got your quotation, you got your bullet points. Every time you go over here, you can actually hover over this, and you can see what the images are. Now this is called kitchen sink. If you don't see that bottom row of choices, just click on this toggle bar and you'll get this bottom row of choices. See? So it'll be pretty easy and you'll get familiar with that as you go along. On the right hand side, you could either move this to trash, or let me move this over so you can see what I'm seeing. There we go. Or you can use publish. When you publish it, that means it's online, everybody can see it, and you know what the visibility is. These are the differences. As you can see, there's visibility, you have your edit. This could be a password protected or even a private post. Right now we're going to keep it at public. Most of the things we do are going to be public. So click OK. Then we'll check on the status, whether it's draft or pending review. If it's published, it's neither one of these. Okay, so we'll just hit cancel. All right, and then publish immediately. We can do that, or we can give it a date in the future to whether where we want to publish that. All right, these are the categories that we have. So you want to categorize it so that when people are doing searches, things make sense. They can look for it. That's pretty much self-explanatory. If you want to add, usually there's a place to add a category. I don't see it, but we have plenty of categories in which you can add things right there, post categories. Then you have tags. So with the tags, they're good for search engines too. So as you can see, tags are very important. So we're going to add a couple tags. We're going to add EBN, tutorials, newbies, because that's basically tags that describe what this would be. So I can just hit enter or hit the add button and it would add the tags in there. And then we're going to give one of these categories, so we'll put it into toots, as in for tutorials. There we go. All right. So we don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff down here. This is extra stuff. But one thing we want to do, if we're going to put in a video, we could put in a video here. I'll have to show you how to do that later. But what we're going to do now is just set in the featured image, because featured images are very important. They add they add value. They make everything look more interesting than just plain text. So always try to have a visual to go along with your post, okay? So we're going to pick Tiara here, and we're going to put her in there as a thumbnail. All right, so this is the normal size of this particular shot here. So we could give it a caption, a description, and all that thing. We're going to skip that for now. Set the featured image there. And there we have our featured image. So that'll be the featured image. And then we have another image right here that's in the actual body of the post. So now we are prepared to publish this post. So we're going to publish it. Fantastic. We just published a new post. So let's take a look at our new post, shall we? It says right here, you can view the post. I'm going to right click and open in a new tab because I want to keep that window open. You can do what you want, but I'm going to right click and open in a new tab. So I'm going to go over to that new tab, and there we go. This is a tutorial for EBN newbies. Here's our featured format photo. And then here's a photo here that we put in the body, and this is the information that goes right alongside of that. So yeah, you can see that. That's how that works. Now we didn't have to use a featured image, or we didn't have to put an image in the body. This image would have come up as an image like say for instance, if I take that image out and I delete this image, all right, and I update. Great. And it tells you post updated. So you already know that the post is updated. So we go over and we'll hit the refresh button. And now we see that Ebony's picture, Tiara's picture, Tiara's picture is right there, right next to the text. And so we didn't really need a photo in the body because this particular featured photo is used for both the front end and on the actual post itself. And there you have it. That is how you create a post. You could play this back as many times as you need to in order to do it. But I strongly suggest that you put it into practice so that you know what you're doing, you feel confident and comfortable. This is Ron Woodson with another Ebony Bobcat tutorial. Thank you for watching.